dream come true, you need to pay attention to my tips and tricks.
That's a pyramid scheme.
No!
It's a conical tiered multi-flow through medical marketing entity.
Absolutely.
Prove it!
She's her own customer, Steve!
An essential oil party?
It's a scam. You give them money and they just take it.
All the red flags just look like flags.
It'll tip over.
We have guests. You were supposed to have cleaned up all these quality products.
She needs an oilvention!
Stupid cult. They label their financial records like dummies.
This isn't a scheme. It's a system.
Hello and good morning. How are you? We have a special guest today. We are as prepared as you can be in this situation. You guys know how MLMs are. They're always changing. They're always changing their rules and all of that. So a lot of stuff has happened and I am here to maybe help make some sense of it because I'm still trying to figure it out. And then I have a special guest that's going to be here soon who has even more information about all of this. So it's just going to kind of be an interesting episode, but I also think it's really important. And because it's kind of breaking right now, I was like, we need to go live and talk about this. So let's talk about this. So if you've been following me recently, good morning, Gina. If you have been following me on TikTok or Instagram and like the social media side and not what we're talking about, the podcast, although it has come up a couple times, there is a company that came out in July that I reported on TikTok back in July called Transact Card. And Transact Card had a lot of issues. They made a lot of big promises. Those of us who understand how scams work and happen caught wind of it very quickly. I found this out through this woman that is a Facebook mutual of mine who does like all the MLMs. And she was doing this. She's also doing paid per letter and like all these other things. So I try to get, it's like she's a source and she doesn't even know it. And so there's all these things. Oh, and Julie just hopped in, so I'm going to add her here in a second. But so there's all this stuff like Transact Card. And then I started reporting on it and then more people joined and then other advocates started reporting on it. And to the point where we did so much that they had to like change their name. Like they claim that we're the reason their CEO had to resign and we're the reason they had to change their name and not that it's a giant scam and we're just exposing the scam. So it's kind of wild. But now there's a new one and in between Finmore and this new one, and I don't think they're related other than like the nefarious curly mustaches behind it. Like it's this weird transition. And so in all of this, something happened and well, she's here, so I'm just going to invite her on the stage. Welcome, Julie Anderson. How are you?
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for speaking out against Transact Card from the beginning. So you called this, and it took me a number. I mean, I just realized I looked back yesterday, and I only began making content on them 3 months ago. So you had this, since last year. June, July 2023, you were speaking out on this?
I mean, well, let's be fair here. If I see something that's scammy and I can get enough information to make a video, I will. But not always does it end up being scammy. Sometimes it just seems really red flaggy and then it's totally okay. Like two examples that come to mind, the Kendra Scott like MLM that we all thought was going to be an MLM and is really just this weird affiliate thing and really only impacts like hardcore Kendra Scott fans. And I'm not worried, like whatever. And then the Gwen Stefani like makeup collaboration that did a very similar thing. And it's not MLM, but it's MLM adjacent. And it definitely targets the super fans, which is what MLM does, right? Like MLM makes you a super fan and then targets you for being a super fan. These were already like conglomerates that had super fans. So they just didn't have to do that first MLM step. They already had a cult following. And so they were able to add this ambassadorship. But I reported on them anyway, because I was like, I don't know, you guys, just in case for posterity. So a lot of times I go into these things, looking into things being like, these are red flags. If it comes across your page, like, remember that I said, it looks fishy to me. But Transact Card was one of those things that just kept giving. It just kept giving me more. And honestly, like, it was just such a hot mess and such an obvious scam that from July, until November. I didn't really look into it because I there wasn't a lot of movement. It was just a lot of empty promises. And what am I going to do? Here's another update. They're still waiting. Like I wanted there to be something. And that's when the Transact card members got real culty and started attacking me. And then I think when that happened, it brought it to the forefront of other people who were like, wait a second, what's going on? And like, that's where you and Aaron Bees and who else has been reporting on this?
Platinum Chelsea and also
Platinum
CC
Chelsea.
Flores. Yeah.
And the other Chelsea, both Chelseas. Platinum Chelsea and dark-haired Chelsea now.
Yeah, that's right.
And Aaron and you and a couple other people have just sort of just randomly picking this up and reporting on it.
Kalika was sharing some of the content in her stories too. So she wasn't making like necessarily the content, but her account was taken down too. So, and she has a connection here. And
out of everybody whose account was taken down, is it really only Chelsea Suarez and I that were talking about this?
Yep.
And I'm assuming it's just based on size of account. Because I go hard for these people.
That's what I don't know. That's when I think there's this weird cult logic where if you're on the outside of this trying to make it make sense, it's not going to. It's like you have to crawl into the mind of the psychopath. Like if I was this person, this would make sense. That's what I think, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, like my first initial, when I heard all of the creators that had been taken down, and I mean, Aaron has a decent sized account. So, and you did too. So I don't understand. But when I heard about all the people that have been taken down, my first initial thought was Ray Higdon. Because I was like, all of these people are related to the coaching industry. Especially if you add in the season 3 of The Dream with Jane Marie. And I was like, oh, well, there's the Aaron connection. And so I thought for sure that it was coaching space people. But then we got screenshots that proved that it was actually Transact card people or Finmore people or whatever. So we'll get into that. I have all of those. And it's very interesting because what happened was now there is a third MLM that's just come out. That's called, what is it called?
Nelo
Life.
Nelo Life. Yeah.
Stupid name check. All it needs is a couple of umlauts.
That's right.
I think it does actually have an accent on the end of
Nelo. It's true.
Nelo.
On that video you sent me, I'm like, oh, what is this now? They have to always mess around with that.
Yeah. So I was talking to you and I was like, what the hell is this Nelo Life? You have to fill me in. And one of the things that I'm okay at, I mean, you always are like, oh my God, Roberta. But for me, because of all of my background in investigating LuLaRoe before the documentaries, before the lawsuit, before everything, this is like 6 years ago when we were digging into all of this. I got really good at like just going down these rabbit holes and like clicking. The tabs, Michelle can attest, just like right click, open new tab, open new tab, open new tab. And I'll just go down, open new tab, open new tab. And then I'll go through those tabs and be like, oh, that's nothing. Click out. Oh, this might be something. Oh, look, more links, open new tab, open new tab, open new tab. And so all of a sudden, I just started sending you all this stuff. I was like, oh my God, look. And then there's this person involved and there's this. And you're just like, holy shit, Roberta. I just had like an hour to just sit on my phone and I was just like, boom, 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 boom. And I sent you all these things. So we're actually going to look at some of the videos, but I told you right before you hopped on and I was like, hey, I actually have news. Like there has been movement. And I don't want to be the kind of person that's like, it's because of me, but I don't know any other reason that this would have happened other than the fact that I exposed this video. So in the video that I made yesterday, that's this like whole thing, and it introduces these guys, Brian and Michael, and it shows this Nelo Life and everything. This website that I had sent you, because I Googled, there was a website on some Facebook page. There was like, check out our website. And it said nelolifeglobal.com. And I was like, boom, that's what I'm looking for. When I clicked that, it redirected me to someone's website that like a GeoCities kind of website. And that's the one where I was like, oh my God, look, it redirects. It is this guy. And that's how I found these two guys, these two chuckle fucks. One of them, which looks suspiciously familiar, and I will figure it out. I do not know why this guy looks so familiar, but someone will be like, Roberta, that's the guy from blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, oh my God, that's who I know. That's why I know him. But the website that I sent you that redirects here, let me share it. Oh my God. These guys, like, it's so obvious to me that these guys like know that we're onto them and they like follow and like their little minions are like watching, because this is the website if you go to it. And on this website, literally, not yesterday, Saturday, because I made it Saturday. Yesterday we were busy. Literally Saturday, this website had 2 videos on it. The first one was and I know this for a fact because when I go back to years of my conversation on the account, on your other account before you got your account back, the thumbnail is that invite ticket. Remember when I sent it to you? And I was like, look, it redirects. Yeah. And the thumbnail on both of those was the ticket that says you're invited, which used to be right here on this website. It used to go like right here. And it's gone now. And the only video that's on this website now is the global pre-launch. Oh, here, it's not an accent. It's an arrow, but I'm sure it's
no, it's the Finmore arrow. No.
Oh my God, is it?
It is. It's instead of going like this, it's going like this.
It swoops. It's got a little curvature. Oh, let me send you. If you literally type in, and it's okay because I recorded the video on Saturday. This is not my first rodeo. It's at least my second or third, right? Don't you have a shirt that says "This is my second rodeo" or something?
I do, yeah. I do. I have all these.
If you type in Nelo Life Global, it will redirect to this website, which is mikebeal.system with an E on the end .io/Mike's Global Launch. So I know that this is Mike Beal's website because it literally says like mikebeal.com or whatever up top. And it's a redirect from a URL that he purchased or whatever and redirected to this website. So I know this is Mike's website. So the fact that the video of Mike is missing in 2 days after I made the video showing Mike's video. But again, like I said, it's not my first rodeo. So I did screen record the video, and then it was too big to email to myself, so I just shared it like private on TikTok, and then I couldn't get the link, so I had to share it just for friends only. So it's up right now as friends only so that we can watch this. Because this is actually the video, and you will see it because you'll see my phone like change. This is the screen recording, totally unedited, that we're going to watch right now of the now deleted Neo Life video of Brian that is totally missing off of Brian's website.
All right. What's up, everybody? So we got something pretty exciting. I'm going to let Mike I'm going to turn it over to him to let him explain this to you, but it's really exciting.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Brian. Guys, first of all, thank you for your time. What we're going to be sharing with you, as you can see on the site, there's something massive that's about to start here in April. We don't want to give a specific date, all right, because we're doing all the testing and split testing and stress testing on the site. To give a little backstory so you guys can understand how big this is going to be, we've been part of a project for the past year that's massive, but they can't get their act together and everyone's frustrated. All the top leaders and performers in the company, we're all coming together, and there's probably over 50 plus top leaders coming together to create this. So
more people,
I want
right?
you guys to know we know the coders, we know the programmers, developers. They do amazing jobs at what they do. So we got that taken care of. You know, all these leaders that are part of this, they have connections in the business world where it comes to, you know, the credit card processing, to developers, to
it's the same shit.
So the cool thing
you
is,
just say the same thing over and over again. Trust
products.
me, all these amazing. Who are the people?
This is going to be where we're going to
Melon.
be big, and once you see what the project
Melon
is,
and John McKillop.
It's going to be massive. It's
going to be great.
On the site down
massive,
below, you're going to see all the benefits on the early bird list and getting in early, because this is going to be a 2x16 course matrix. And you guys are.
I was making a video on Vimeo 2 months ago about Team Accelerate on that.
All right. When I say this is big, this is beyond big, and I'm.
You have a video
excited,
of him doing.
But I want to share with you something I didn't put on the site because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with so much content on there. But most of these matrices that you guys are seeing or been a part of, they only pay out fast starts the first month. They don't pay out the matrix pay. That always happens the second month on. We're going to pay out all the fast starts, enrollment bonuses, the 2x2 accelerated bonus. And we're going to pay all 16
Yeah, then it goes
levels,
green for some reason.
130-some thousand people that can fill in there. We're going to pay all 16 levels of
Transact
matrix
card
all in the
flashback.
first month. The matrix up to 2.5% down 16
I might actually go back a little bit because I was like, why is it green?
On
Again, it's an unedited screen recording.
People feels the matrix. And this is going to be all the globals that we have. We have massive teams from Asia, from the Philippines, from South Africa to Korea, like, of course, United States, Mexico, and Canada, all intermingling in this. And as it forces, right, you're going to see how this works. We have 62% check match. So you're going to make check match down 5 levels of your sponsorship tree. So whoever you personally sponsor, you're going to make up to 40% on that, 45%, and it's going to go down, which is huge when it comes to a matrix. Whatever your people are making the matrix, that's what you're going to get your check match on. 60% on the customer club, and they're going to have a 2.5% for the global bonus pool. So once you hit certain ranks, they're going to set aside that just for an extra bonus for you guys to hit those. That's just a little bit, guys. I'm just super excited. We wanted to share it with our audience first and our relationships that we have, because we know a lot of you guys, and we built very big with you guys, and we want you guys to be the first to hear about this. So what we want to do, we want you to click the button down below. It says get on the early bird list, request to get in. I don't know if we're going to have an email here yet, or we're going to put you in a Telegram group. So by the time you click that, we've already decided on that.
Telegram group.
I think in a Telegram group, so we can all communicate and keep up to speed on what we're doing, because the email list, people don't check their email. And we want to work with the serious people that want to lock arms immediately in this. So what I want you to do, Brian,
we don't want people that don't check their email regularly.
Here. What we want you to do is just go ahead, secure your spot, get in there, and start sharing it with people so we can already start pre-building by the time this launch early April, right? We only have a few weeks. This is going live to the world, and you have a chance to be at the very top with us to take this out to the world. So, Brian, I'm going to be quiet. I know I talked a little bit too much there. Do you have any final words for everybody?
That was fantastic.
Too much.
You know, I mean, in my perspective,
I appreciate
timing. You know, we don't get this time back. We're pre-building now, weeks ahead.
Pre-build down the line.
So yes, get on the list, because you'll be the first person to get in. You know, and that's how I've made the most I've ever made in anything, was basically listening to something just like what Mike said, and then taking action fast. So take action quick, do exactly what Mike says, and go down there, get set up, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We'll see you in the groups, and we'll talk to you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
There's the coupon. It's right there. You can see global launch. You can see that's where it was on the website.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy.
Right. What's up, everybody?
I'm not crazy. Yeah. So that video no longer exists on their website. I don't know why they would remove it randomly and 2 days after I screen recorded it and made a TikTok video about it. That's so weird. I don't know. Their video was featured in my TikTok video, and their faces was all featured.
You know, there's this other element here. I have been so surprised at the amount of people still within Finmore and Transact Card in the various stages of waking up that I've been in contact with. I've got emails now that I got to respond to today. They're like, I'm hiring an attorney. I'm on disability. I don't know what to do. Who should I contact to get my money back? So I have been, I was told that to like relay information to people if they're in the United States, to contact their regional DOJ and then contact their state attorney general's office, because they have like an interest in protecting their constituents. So that's like, I made like stories, but I'm like, I'm just blown away that people they're out, or they're on their way out, and they're in contact with AntiMLM content creators. I am just shocked at that. Like, the fuckery that's gone on is so bad. Just what we've seen, I can't even imagine what these poor participants have gone through, that they're actually, even before they're like really healed and like totally like figuring out this is such a massive scam all MLM is, that they're reaching out to haters that they've been conditioned to see as haters. That says a lot to me.
Right. They were like, These people who I've trusted keep saying the same thing in different words and giving me the runaround, telling me not to listen to these people who have given me nothing but answers and the truth.
Yeah.
These people want my money. These people want to help me keep my money. These people are lying to me. These people are exposing those lies.
And they're doing it. And you know, what I like too is I've seen people like in DMs and also email giving me content while they're still in the groups. And then some of them leave and I'm like, good for you. Like, if this isn't, you know, do whatever is right for you. Like, get the fuck out and just heal, you know? And then they're like, they know from all anti-MLM content about the shame, the intimidation, the harassment. And they're like, I'm out. And they're feeling comfortable just talking about that just briefly, even knowing like those feelings of shame. It's not preventing them from reaching out. I'm just so blown away by this movement.
Right.
And Finmore is bringing it all to a head. It's like a big a subber. I had one on my leg when I moved back from Germany. It was like this big red thing. And I went to the doctor once and he just like squeezed it and it was like all this pus came out. You know? That's Finmore. The fucking subber about to blow.
Well, so these guys seemed really chummy on their website. And so I was like, I bet they know each other. And I wasn't wrong. So here they are at the Transact Vegas convention in November, being all palsy. Here we have them with this guy who I don't know, is he significant in Transact Card or Finmore or anything, or is he just a random dude?
I don't know.
Because they have some pictures with like legit, like they have a picture with like the Transact Card guy, the two of them together. We also have this one. Here they are again with this guy. Just maybe they're members of their team. I have no idea. But here they are again. And then you're like, I wonder how long they've known each other. And then I found this. It says, happy birthday. It's cool we get to hang out on your birthday today. Happy 10th annual 38th birthday. So I wonder if these guys have known each other 10 years. And that's like one of their jokes of like, or what? Because these are two other pictures of them hanging out that are not Finmore, Transact Card, Nelo Life associated that we know of. They look 5 to 10 years younger in the picture on the right with the suits. They've got their basketball team. They're like, yeah. These guys are obviously friends, that know each other.
I bet they've been in MLM for a long time.
I bet they've been in a lot of MLMs together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was really curious because I was like, who are these guys? One of the things was I Googled this Brian guy because let's say they're talking about being in finance. They're talking about like Finmore, it's financial. Like we have all this education, this background. This is a report from FINRA, literally from the SEC and from FINRA about Brian Rhodes, about his qualifications and everything. And if you scroll down here to the report summary, it says the summary provides an overview of the representative's professional background and conduct. This information contained in this report has been provided by the representative, investment advisor, or securities firms and or securities regulators. The fact that he's even on here makes me wonder if they started with like Primerica or World Financial or Family First Life or something like that previously, because it says that he is no longer and not currently registered as an investment advisor representative, but it doesn't say that maybe he was at some point. So he has a registration history with LPL Financial. I don't know if that's an MLM or if that's because it's an LLC. That's like their own thing. Is LPL? It's like people helping people or whatever. So I don't know. I didn't look into that yet. But I did he was registered from 2019 to 2022. So he's no longer registered. And he's giving people investment advice. He did pass some industry exams. To be fair, he passed one, and it was a state securities law exam, and that was in 2019. But he has no general industry or product exams that he's taken, and he has no principal or supervisory exams either. He just has the state securities law exam. I don't know how easy that is to pass, but I do know that if you get into financial stuff, like you have to do this kind of stuff, because I remember the episode that we did with my friend Eddie, where he talks about being in World Financial Group, he talks about having to be like registered with FINRA and stuff. He mentions FINRA in his episode. So that's always like in the back of my mind. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm not really sure, but he's got LPL Financial, Fremont Bank, passing. These are all, you know, like employment history. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here. And this is all public knowledge or public. You just Google his name and it comes up. But there's also this one, which is a broker check report, which is a little different from the other one. And it literally just says in here, like, this guy's not a broker. It just says like, he passed 2 general industry product exams and 1 state securities law exam. Again, I don't know when, but it talks about LPL Financial again. I'd like to look into that. Information represents this individual's record as a broker. I don't know. It's just, there's like weird stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's weird. All right.
like this guy, you know, I mean, there's just a lot, like, apparently he was in the Marines. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not doing business. Okay. FB Financial Services, a division of Fremont Bank, investment related, DBA for LPL business. So maybe LPL is like his own, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just found these things and saved them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they mean. I don't know how to interpret them because I'm not in the financial sector. I could take more time and like look into it. But at the same time, like, I don't know. These guys seem fraudy to me. Like, they just seem like fraudsters, but that's my own personal opinion. I don't really know what's actually going on here. But let's talk about you and losing your account, because I also have pictures of that. So we can read this and share this. Right here. See, I was kind of prepared, but there's so many things.
There's so many things.
I know. I got to send it all to the FTC, and I got to send it all to Tina as well. I should just be like, hey guys, it's me again. Here's some more information about a thing I found. So here's Julie's. Jeez, man. Here's Julie's post. That actually gave us the information that we were looking into of why is this happening? Why is this going on? I don't know if you can read that or not, Julie, or if you want to read it. If not, I can. I'm just opening up the next pictures in the series.
So yeah, somebody had sent me one screenshot, and then I kind of just sat on it. I just didn't. I shared it with Aaron, and then I just didn't really do anything. I waited, and then somebody else sent me another screenshot. But apparently, the comments still did stand. So this post is actually me in. I didn't know that I was spreading misinformation, not disinformation. But apparently, the post was still up in the group. I don't know if it's still in the group, but this is what it says. 2 different people have sent me these screenshots taken from one of the Finmore Transact card groups here on Facebook. Apparently this post has been deleted, but was up long enough for people to take notice. If you're a Transact card Finmore participant who was coerced into reporting both mine and Aaron B's accounts, I encourage you to take a pause and reflect on these things. 1, when you signed up as a DBO or an FBO, were you told you'd be directed to make false reports on social media akin to what goes on in Scientology?
Right. It's, for me, it's very Scientology. I made a video comparing what was going on in your takedown to the takedown of the billboard. It's very Scientology. And I think the reason I did that was because and the reason I started with Scientology first is I wanted people to be invested, because everybody's like, ooh, Scientology tea. And then I flipped the script and was like, look who else is doing this.
It was so well done, because I know, like, I like that you drew attention to it's like, this isn't like shock value. This isn't this isn't hyperbole. Like, look at this. This is the Scientology. This is the billboard. They put that stupid thing up in front of it, and then it was like destroyed. And then, you know, somebody got hurt. Don't know, you know, the connection there, but that is what happened. And then you tied it in with this and you showed it's the same thing, because there's that, crumbling resistance of people realizing how these multi-level marketing cults work, where it's like, but my company is different. Mine, it's not really that bad if I didn't really sell all the products. It's like when you did such a good job doing that. So I was just like, yes. I was like, oh, when Roberta's making a piece of content, she's not messing around.
I mean, it probably, to be perfectly honest, and when I make videos like that, they probably take me like 2 to 3 hours because I'm doing other things, you know, especially when Abby's here. So like get like 3 of the 10 minutes filmed. And then Abby's like, Mom, can you help me with something? Like, okay, do some laundry, come back. Rika, okay, what are the next screenshots? Okay, now we're going to do this part. Oh, can I do this? And then even going through, I think the editing of adding the captions and adding, when I was talking about the pyramid where I had the little diagram keep showing up where I kept looking at it on the other video where I talk about this, that editing took like another hour just to add all of the things. It's a lot of work. I don't think people realize when you do these really long TikToks with all of the captions on all of the extras and all of the photos and the examples and the screenshots, it's a lot of work. Even though it's like a 5-minute video, they're like, oh, it's just a 5-minute video. I'm like, yeah, but it took me like 3 hours to make.
Oh yeah, it takes and TikTok, you know, I took some time off TikTok and I've come back and my green screen feature doesn't work. So when I started to make content, I have to make it on Instagram Reels. So like I download it to my phone, then I'm putting it up. But even just trying to place the sticker, you know, if you want to like like in your piece of content, it's not as easy to do like it used to be. You know, they keep changing these things. So the work that you put in to all of your TikToks, they're like YouTube videos. Like they're
fun.
Yeah, they're really well done. People are lucky that you're doing that, you know.
I mean, I make YouTube content, but it's totally different.
Yeah.
My deep dives, I was like, we're going to get through this in 10 minutes, like, or less. Like, we're going to do this. It was just, for me, I think it's so important to show the comparisons and to like make really succinct points where people are like, huh, well, okay. No, all right. Yeah, no, I see your point. Like, I always try to like be like, look at this delicious. Don't you want to bite? Like, you know, you do. Like that. And then people are like, okay, I want to bite. Like, I don't ever want people to feel like I'm coercing them to watch or anything like that. So I'm glad that comes through. I love these other questions that you asked, and I included these questions in my video because I think they're so important. And I think anybody watching, because you know they love to hate watch, really needs to see them, whether they hear them from me or they read them on your page. I know that they watch. I know that they're listening to us. It's evident when videos go down that no one else has covered or no one else has shown, and all of a sudden it's just gone. I get it. I understand being like, oh shit, scrub the internet. But like we know that this is not our first rodeo. The first thing that I do if I'm trying to expose a video is I screen record the whole video or I save it, even if I'm only using the first 3 minutes, because I know later on I can go back to that video that I've saved and find more information and like call back to the video that everybody, you know what I mean? So the fact that they deleted it was so silly to me because I'm like, well, I have this now. Like I record it. Like it's for the internet is forever, Brian. Michael, you guys know this. Ridiculous. So I'm very interested to find out more connections on these people because I really feel like it's like remember back before on Passive when Alonda would cover Kangen water. There are those 2 guys and I can't remember their names, but it was these 2 like mega hun bros that were selling this Kangen water and like scam. These guys give me the same vibe. This like these buddy guys who are tag teaming. It grosses me out. Okay. So the other questions, do you believe making false reports in mass is an effective use of your time growing your network marketing business? We all know that is not the case. If you're so busy and you need to hire all these people and you're hiring constantly because you're so busy all the time, then you really shouldn't have this kind of time. You know what I mean? No, it's my job. So I do have this kind of time. It's kind of part of the job description, but this is not part of their job description. Do you feel justified about the participating in the false reporting campaign? All of these questions are really great. What ends up happening is we see this screenshot, which also I think this one is just a better screenshot. But there's 2 different screenshots that are sent to you of the same exact post that are edited out. I would love to see those names, but we're not doxing people, but I'm just curious, you know. It's a different thing for me because I was like, I wonder what other MLMs these people are involved in. That literally is a post that says, hey, who else was asked to fake report these accounts? And they name you and Aaron by name. It's not like they said those haters on the internet. They literally said your name and Aaron's name in a Facebook post, proving where all of this is coming from and disproving our original thought was that it was coaching industry related. It was Finmore related. And then again, it's like, why wasn't my account taken down? Why wasn't Chelsea's account taken down? Why weren't other people that have been talking about this taken down? Why was Jennifer Ryla included in this?
Exactly. And that's why there might be some kind of connection in there, like people that are in there that are connected to like paid per letter even. And there, there could be, you never know what might shake out. And this is what I wanted to point out too, if anybody does come across this and they're in, multi-level marketing and they're like, you're a hater, that whole thing that we all experience when we're in. I blocked out these people's names because I want them to get out. I'm protecting their identity. So even though like they're coming after me, they're coming after other people, I still want to see you get out. I know that what you're doing isn't like who you are. I know that this isn't the person that you want to become. So this is the weird thing, like when you're speaking out against these things that we all experience, is that you need to draw a boundary. You need to call it the bullshit. And then you also like, you have this compassion. And it's like, where in the hell is that playbook? Because it's just, we each have our own separate boundaries, how we're going to create content and speak out on this stuff, and it's tricky. It could be Michelle.
It could be Michelle, a rank maker who's infant. I mean, it could be. Now, I have a question for you, Julie. And again, we're not doxing people and we're not exposing anybody here, but the names that you blocked out, were they names that you had seen before?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I
completely new names. You're like, I don't even know this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Randy Schrodinger.
No, it wasn't. That would have been delightful. If it was, I would have revealed the name for sure. But it was just people I don't even know who they were. Like,
yeah. It's wild. And that's the other one is Randy is also on this. Randy is also on this new Nelo Life. And Randy, we know, is the guy from the Finmore video that Julie and I shared, who is talking smack on Transact Card in the Finmore video. And in this new, literally a month later, in this new Nelo Life video, he's talking shit on Finmore. I mean, it's like, corporate shit talking where it's like very passive aggressive, where he was like, I just don't have confidence that this other company can get their shit together and get cards out to people. That was the problem with the original company too. And so he's like throwing everybody onto the bus, who literally a month and then a month again back, he was singing their praises, saying, I've done my due diligence. I've done my research. This is an amazing opportunity. I've seen so many opportunities in my life. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. And I have pictures of what's his face saying the same thing, which is so fun. So let me find them. Okay, so we've got open a new tab. And this is so good when you can just open a new tab. Okay, so here's... Share this tab instead. Here's Michael Beal 33 weeks ago saying that Transact Card is the biggest no-brainer of no-brainers. In fact, it's such a no-brainer, you don't even need to research it. You can just trust me because I've done the due diligence. I've done all of this. So, hey, no problem. 33 weeks ago. Well, guess what? Probably the same exact time, July, when I started talking about this guy is saying this is the biggest no-brainer. And then he follows it up with, I think, the best sentence of all time. Finally, a company we don't have products to sell. He said this in July, you guys.
Oh.
So both of these men at the same time are saying this is the biggest no-brainer You guys are so silly. How dare you? I mean, obviously, this is a no-brainer, you guys. This is such a no-brainer. I just don't understand why this is like this is Brian. It's like a no-brainer. Like, it's copy and paste. It's the same shit. And then we see them doing the same things, talking about the same things, using the same words or the same, we'll just call it like an adjective bubble, right? It's the same noun bubble and the same adjective bubble. They're just using synonyms of other words they've already used before. Like, we can't use that again. We need to use incubate processor. Like, yes, that's amazing. It's an incubation magic machine. Yes, that's what it is. They just come up with the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. And in fact, I think that video with Randy, he said the most ridiculous, like he was just going off about, I can't even remember at this point, but he was going off on like some ridiculous, how it's not this, it's that. And I was like, no, dude, it's a pyramid scheme. Like, all of this is a pyramid scheme. And then I also want to show everybody this guy's face because I think he is the owner of Nelo Life. I don't know how he fits into this thing. I don't know if I've ever seen this guy's face before, but this is an interesting catch. This is the Finmore, like you said. I don't know, but this guy, hold on, we won't watch the whole thing because it's like super long. This is Beal. This is this guy. Wait a second. Is this a new video? Because the one that I watched wasn't this. Wait.
Oh my.
Hold on.
They're on
Hold on. I have a screen recording of the video. Maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I am. I have a screen recording. I got to find it. Global pre-launch. Okay. The one that I have that says global. No, it's a totally new video.
Oh my. Here we go. Let the games begin.
Oh my God, you guys. Not only did they remove the video, they removed both videos and put up a totally new third video. Because the video that I have is this guy that looks like Leslie Jordan. I mean, he does. So, like, don't come for me. But this is the original video on this website. Is this little Leslie Jordan guy. This is not the same video.
No.
I just assumed it was because it had the same starting. This is not the same. Well, my day just got a little different. Let's just see what this, also this right here, keeping it Beal. Which tree? Tens of thousands. Wait, hold on. I'm not even showing the video, you guys. I thought I had shared the video. Wow, Roberta. Okay, so this is the video that used to be this Leslie Jordan guy.
Okay.
All right. Welcome everyone. Super excited. Got some incredible things to share with you guys tonight. What I want to do is kind of take a step back a little bit. For this past year, the three of us have been working in a project that is amazing. We have just tens of thousands of people that we built with, and it's not where we want. So what Larry and Nick, my good buddies, what they've done with another gentleman, two other gentlemen, they've created amazing business that we're going to be launching here next month. So this isn't even launched yet. We're in the pre-launch where we're pre-building, and this is why you guys are getting this video and everything, so we can start pre-building our teams. All right. So what I want to do, I want to bring on Nick real quick so he can share with you, the business, how exciting this is, how big this is, and the timing. Because with business, timing is everything, and we are in the beginning of this and the pre-launch with the owners here. So what I want to do, I want to turn it over to Nick so he can kind of share a little bit about the business and the opportunity, and he can turn it over to Larry to kind of go over a little bit more detail and the timing you guys have in this project. So Nick, I'm going to turn it over to you, buddy. Kind of explain a little bit what we have going on, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Love what this space does.
Okay, so this guy, this is just for posterity. This guy at the very bottom, you can see that little tiny name. It says Nick Sorensen. Nick Sorensen. So I'm going to Google that really
This
quick.
brought just some absolutely amazing people around the globe. And that's the main reason why we're launching this thing is, there's a handful of us or a few of us that, have been in this space as distributors for years. We've done successful businesses outside of relationship marketing, but we've always just been distributors here in the space. And it just come to the point in time where, timing has just definitely came in this, like little internal storm of, hey, you know what? It is time to definitely launch something and bring all the elements of things that we love about this industry together to one. And our goal and our intention is to build the greatest company out there. But
I think he was in Transact Card too. I remember this guy.
Okay, so I Googled Nick Sorensen MLM, and this article came up. It's a podcast. It says he didn't think network marketing was for him until he realized this. It's an interview with this guy. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So you think this guy from Transact Card?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Let's see if this Larry man makes an appearance.
100% focus, because that's where we come from.
This is only 17 minutes
and so
long.
we're going to be launching this next month, like Mike said.
But
we are pouring everything we have into
posterity
it.
Is what we're doing.
Of all of our time, all of our energy, all of our resource, but all of our experiences, and to hopefully deliver something that you can see, hey, is incredible. And so we're launching a lifestyle club. And when it comes to the lifestyle club, we want to bring as much value humanly possible to the end user, whether that's a distributor or whether that's a customer. So when you look and say, hey, the group of products or the one product that you're attracted to or the combination of products you're attracted to, say, hey, I get so much value for my buck being part of this community that it's totally no brainer. But on top of that, the people and community that are here just makes this thing so much fun. And that's why we're launching. We've been able to build some amazing culture with some amazing groups and teams and organizations around the world. And then also here in the United States. And so we said, hey, let's do this thing. Let's bring all of our people that we can. Not only here in the United States, but also internationally, and bring all the amazing elements. As you know, launching a company is not simple, but we literally have some of the best support teams, the best contractors, hands down, the best tech partner we have out in the space. So right now, as we speak.
Question. For this lifestyle club, how did they find all the best people in the whole world? Like, how does this ragtag group of white dudes have contacts to all the best people in all the best industries ever? And why have they been sitting on this? Why haven't they been using all the best people the whole time? Is it just now is the good time? Like, now is just the right time? Like, where have all the best people been?
Well, they've all been in Transact Card and Finmore, and they realize they're not making any money. And they're like, you know what? We're the best. Buddy, you're the best too. Happy 45th, 10th annual birthday to you. Let's start a new MLM. I hope they make a bank card with this one too, please.
Oh my God.
Oh.
We got one team building out the back office, one team building the marketing tools, one team building all the front end from the standpoint of payments, another team building all this back end stuff to make commissions really easy to be paid all around the globe. One team working on integrating, one aspect of our products, another team on another aspect, another team on another aspect. And
do they have somebody on legal?
What are they selling? They're not even talking. They're just making all these word noises.
Do we have somebody on research and development? Do we have somebody in the what are we even going to sell group? Have they figured it out yet? Do they have the best people in the what are we going to sell team? And what have they figured out so far? Because I have watched so many videos from this company and I cannot figure out what they're selling aside from bullshit.
I like this comment here. Gina says, so is it a bank card? Can you imagine somebody infiltrating their Zoom and then typing that in the comments? It's so awesome. So is it a bank card?
So is it a swiping thing again? And are we going to get cards this time?
Yeah.
Because we do know that Brian and Mike did get cards. And this woman that I follow also had a card. And a couple other people had cards. They were all the early adopters, right? Even though MLMers will be like, it's not a pyramid scheme. You can outrank your upline. You can outrank your friends. You can make more money than the person that brought you in. Except in the video of Randy, he talks about how this is the best time because you want to get in early with this business because this accelerator that they're going to be using is going to fill in all the holes in the pyramid with all people. So you're going to want to be as close to the top as possible. And then I'm thinking, but isn't that like, don't you guys debunk that statistic that we use all the time that you don't need to be at the top to make money? Yet Randy is saying that you do. I'm so confused. And then we've got this guy. I mean, this is, let's keep going.
And it literally is only able to happen just because we've been able to meet some amazing people like yourself that are here watching on this Zoom. And so when we launch this, it's going to be international. We're going to have two main products. Travel is a huge industry, and guess what? Travel is back. Since the things were shut down, people are getting out there, and we are bringing you the best vendor per travel product out there at the absolute lowest price. So we've done a bunch of price comparisons. I looked at something here locally to take a weekend out. To go see my daughter at a cheer competition, over $300 saved on just 3 nights. I look for a longer stay in New York City when there's so much demand on New Year's Eve, and it was like almost $2,000 savings out there. And so we are totally excited about this product, what it will do internationally.
Wait. So is this discount travel club different than the previous 2 discount travel clubs that didn't work? Is there a new magic marshmallow ingredient that makes this one work better than the other 2 that failed literally last month and the month before? Like, what's different? Because it sounds like I feel like we could take Transact, Finmore, and Nelo Life videos and cut them up and put them all together, and nobody would know, 1, what we're selling, and 2, which company we're talking about, because nothing is like, it's all gobbledygook. This one will work.
Yeah, there's people in here that were in World Ventures, and they had a card. They were going to release a bank card too back in the day before whatever happened with them. They like merged or did something with Numis, and then they merged and did something with Secret or Dream Trips or whatever, however this thing. But that Eric Allen, who is involved in this, he was up there with World Ventures, and now he's moved around. So it's funny, this travel component, they imported this, what I think, from World Ventures. So this card goes back. There's like Finmore, Transact card, Rev card, but then there's World Ventures had a card too.
When I have a question, I got to pull up a picture, and because I'm pretty sure this is the Transact card guy. It's on my phone, but you can tell me.
Okay.
Is this the guy? Wait.
That's him. Oh, that's totally. He likes to lip sync. That's Eric Allen.
Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a picture of whatever Chad's name is. This one is Eric Allen with Chad number 2. I don't remember his name.
He was in some other
Brian. I think it's Brian.
World Ventures or something, but he was, however, multi-level marketing companies he was in. But at one time, he had this designation of Chief Ripple Officer. Someone sent me a screenshot. I don't know what MLM he was in. It was like rippling, like all the positive ripples, I guess. I don't know. It's just disgusting anyway.
Oh my God. Okay.
Actually, and in the US.
I want to see if Larry is the Larry.
In our industry,
I'm pretty
about
sure
50% of this
he wants to take bets.
Our industry has been in the financial sector. And so we are partnering up with 2 different funds to bring you a very simple product that is run incredibly conservative. Literally, if is the way that I put my own money in things. They run multiple different algorithms and multiple different strategies managed by professional traders that run things really conservative. And so to give people the ability to have a 5 to 10 year plan where they can walk away and just really accelerate their retirement plan.
In a pyramid
That's what we're launching with outside the United States. Inside the United States, we're launching with that same travel piece, huge low cost, but also group travel, right? If you've ever been on an incentive trip, think that, like concierge service, adventure, the best of the best. If you were to go plan this yourself, it'd be crazy high. But if we do it together as a group, it drives the price down substantially. And so we're literally, have an opportunity to earn income off of, group travel incentive trips. And then we'll also have a discount store. And this will not even do it justice, but we know out there in the market today that products, have a substantial markup, right? Whether you're buying it off the shelves, at a big box store, or whether you're buying off of a major marketplace online, an e-commerce store, there has to be a substantial markup to make all the middlemen make sense.
And who pays the substantial markup?
This
are they saying that regular stores have substantial markups because of all the middlemen, and that their MLM super cool, totally awesome, not scammy at all mega store is not going to have any middlemen or ridiculous fees? Because I've already debunked that multiple times, especially if they're going to be doing the same exact thing that Finmore and Transact Card did with their bullshit store. Then I've already exposed that the small amount of savings that you make does not make sense to pay all of the extras to be a part of this. Like if I'm going to...
Why wouldn't you go to your bank to do some conservative investment instead of these clowns that have just gone from Finmore or Transact Card or whatever it is to start this on a private Zoom where don't tell anybody, we're not going to give you the names of anything. It's all just trust me. All these top leaders, all this is scam written all over it. And how many people are getting sucked into this? This is not sound financial advice. If you're going to be investing in anything and this is the presentation that you come up with, run. This is a huge red flag.
Right. Let's keep going.
We're going to definitely get rid of that and go directly to manufacturer to us to be able to drop the price.
Mike Lindell, let me guess.
So whether it's the travel piece, right? You use it a couple times a year, pays for itself plus. Whether it's the investment piece, right? Plug into that, pays for itself plus. I've been paying $100 a month for years now to access 1, 2, 3 different ones. We bring a whole bunch of them together and the professional traders. And then also being able to save tons of money off everyday regular goods and services. That
what the fuck is he talking about?
We are excited about this. We think this will be a great.
If he's talking about their store having everyday regular goods and services, I'm still waiting for Transact Card store, the Z store, to have regular everyday goods and services. And also the Finmore store to have regular everyday goods and services. Because you and I already talked about it. It was like oversized Under Armour tank tops and like red sneakers.
And they have this slide with the Finmore store, which is yet to manifest, where they have laundry detergent, diapers, and toilet paper. And it's the same stuff they were showing in Transact Card. And after I made a video, I actually looked at the fine print on the one slide, and no shit, it was copy and pasted from Transact Card. They're like, they had this really weird language, like, we are currently in the process of enlarging. They use the word like enlarging and testing our whatever. I'm like, this is the same thing. So they have these pictures of these goods like this toilet paper that you can cash in Fin credits for, but you still have to pay, and you have to pay shipping and handling. And the price is absurd. You can go to Walmart, you can go anywhere and get cheaper toilet paper. And that's what they're still holding out, which still doesn't even exist. It's toilet paper.
I have my toilet paper, my paper towels, my paper plates, any of like the goods that you don't necessarily need every month, but like you have a little bit of a stock in like your closet. I just buy it on Amazon. I have my Amazon auto ship for toilet paper, paper towels, the little sandwich bags, the storage bag, all of that, the dry good type stuff. It's all in my Amazon auto ship. And if I need something, I can say, oh, I don't need it this month. Or I can, if I see something better, a better deal at Costco, I'll grab it there. This is ridiculous. You don't need to pay. I don't pay monthly to be a part. I mean, I paid $120 for the whole year to be a member of Costco. I get $7 car washes. The gas is about the same price when I use like discounts other places, but because it's Costco, I get cash back because I have like the executive member. So I get cash back on all of these things. Like the Z store, just, it seems to like, in whatever these dumb stores, take advantage of people who don't understand how like big box stores work or how auto ship like Amazon or anything works to save money. Like if you really want to save money on toilet paper, you can buy it in bulk and get a deal. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on stuff you don't need to accrue points in this store so that you can get this stuff for not even for free, discounted. So you're purchasing stuff to get a discount on other stuff. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
And they have like a big box store is supposed to be so bad. If you have like a graph, it's like the big bad box store is like here, and on the graph of severity, like MLM is off the charts. It's like, that's what the reality is. Big box store is actually the good guy compared to MLM.
Right.
No contest. And
even then the big box stores can be problematic. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, I know people will get on me because I support something or something else. And I was like, look, there's not a lot of options. Okay. Sometimes you have to choose the less of the two evils. Sometimes you just have to get on the bus that gets you close, right? Like nothing is perfect. So it's just ridiculous. I just think the store is totally insane.
Value play for the end consumer, but equally, if not as big, an absolutely massive opportunity for you to come in, earn some great income, do life with an amazing community, have lots of fun, and definitely go help bless other people around the world. So, Larry,
here's Larry.
Absolutely, Nick. Thank you so much.
Is it Larry?
I've known Mike for probably over 20 years and Nick for like a decade. So these guys are absolutely incredible.
He gives me Billy McFarland.
Mike mentioned the previous company that we've all built, and we're excited about that. We know they're going to deliver eventually, but we've got to have something going right now for people to make money. So just a couple of things about the other company. It was like a unilevel type structure, and unilevels are okay, but you can't really help your teams in a unilevel. So what I like about what we've got here that we're going to be launching, it is a 2x16 force matrix. We call it a community build. And I really like the matrix style. I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Okay. It's a binary. It's a 2-pronged team. Why are they calling it a 2x16 forced matrix when it's literally a binary plan? Why are they saying, I don't like a binary plan, I like a 2-pronged forced matrix? It's like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is just forced. You cannot have more than 2 people on your downline. If someone else comes, like LuLaRoe, they encouraged us to have 5 to 10 people directly sponsored and then build that way. This, you can only have 2. The other MLMs that we've been exposing lately, a lot of them are 3x3. Just get 3 people to get 3 people. It's the power of the math. You have a calculator on your phone. Just Google it. Do it. It's so easy. Math doesn't lie. This is a 2-person system. And it could go forever. But the way that this program, I believe it's very pre-built downline. It's very AI version of pre-built downline for me, Michelle, because I know she's watching. It's this 2-prong. So if you have 5 people that you're bringing over from Transact Card or Finmore or whatever, and you decide I'm going to be the top of my pyramid, and you put number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Like that's how it will go. If number 6 is like, you know what, or let's say number 5, if number 5 is like, you know what, guys, this isn't for me. This is too much. This is too much like everything else. And they quit, number 7 that gets recruited will go in number 5 spot. And then number 8 will go over here. And then number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, as it builds out, and it will build out across. So there's no like, I want to be under you. It's like, no, the machine tells you where you go. We put you in the Plinko and it goes ding, 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 boom. And that's where you go. And it's like, it makes sense to people who are like, oh my God, yes, that's what I need. I need those holes filled when they leave, because people leave. I need those holes filled. It makes sense to people who have struggled in MLM building a team before. But somebody was like, well, why does it max out at 16 at 131,000 people? Like, wouldn't you want to have unlimited income? And I was like, well, yeah, but at level 32. So just doing that one more time, instead of hitting 16 and going to level 32, which is double of 16, at level 32 of a 2x32 binary is the population of the United States. I'm sorry, the population of the world. So at level 32, that's why they stop you at 16. So somebody in my comments was like, well, if I was under somebody that had level 31, like, wouldn't I want them to continue? And I was like, yes, but if you are number 1 or 2 in a 2-pronged binary of somebody who has exceeded the 16 levels and is totally maxed out on their matrix, which, by the way, I don't think will ever happen, but is totally maxed out on their matrix, they have 131,000 people, but you only have half of that. You're on the one half. The other half has the other half. So you still need to get an additional, I think it's like, 130. So another 70 people or 70,000 people underneath you to be able to max out yours. That's what people aren't understanding. It's growing exponentially, but it's dividing by 2. Does that make sense? It's like two math things are happening at the same time.
It is, and but people, I remember I found it really helpful when I was deprogramming, waking up, when I would watch your content, and you had that little thing, that little yellow pyramid where you'd be like, this is the pyramid, but then you are in your own pyramid. That you push the little button things in there, right? And people, when they always think that they're at the top of the pyramid, and they only see like the 16. So then that makes sense to them. I've seen this with Bravenly Global too. They'll stop at 5. They'll just stop at that certain point. And then if you just keep going, you see the scam for what it is. And it's like, they do that here too, because it's people's blind spot. They're like, no, I can do this. But you're like, you're not just you. All these people are already going to get 130, apparently going to get 131,000, 131,000. How many people are left on the planet?
Right. Yeah. Well, at the 32nd level, you run out of people. Yeah. So it's really interesting though, because it's like, the growth is exponential with this forced matrix, but everybody is in this binary. So it's like, you have it's just so confusing on purpose. And it's like, I see it in my head and I can explain it to myself, but like trying to explain it to somebody else. But the pyramid poppet is a great tool, because everybody seems to think like, oh, well, the top of the pyramid, or everybody is the top of their own pyramid in MLM. As soon as you join, you're the top of your pyramid. Whether you stay a flat little pancake or you grow to become a mega hunt, that's up to you and however many people you can convince to join your scam. But everybody is the top of their own pyramid in a pyramid scheme. Everybody. So I tell people, it's like in a Ponzi scheme, there's one top of the pyramid. In a pyramid scheme, there's unlimited tops to the pyramid. Everybody is building a pyramid within the pyramid. And every single person that you recruit into your pyramid is also building their own pyramid as well. And it's like pyramidception. I would love to draw out like all the pyramids in a structure. Like I should just find like a team tree and draw out every single pyramid so people can really see in this one team, there's 87 pyramids. To really understand how exponential MLM grows, yet still in this binary, even on a maxed out team, you're still only half. You still have to get the other half. So this weird forced matrix thing that it's so strange. It really reminds me of that pre-built downline that Michelle found, and that her and I talked about on the show, because it was literally like a funnel. Excuse me. It was literally like this funnel where it's like, oh, you want a downline? Just buy them. And we have this pool of people who just are looking for opportunities, and you just buy them, and then they'll just be on your down. Like it was so the same bullshit. And I feel like these people are continuing to work their bullshit until it makes sense and is confusing enough to scam a good chunk of people.
And right
does
from
that
the
make
first,
sense?
It totally does. Like right from the first thing that you said, when you pointed out how he calls it this 2 by whatever forced matrix, right away it's meant to confuse everyone. And they're promising, they are making a false income claim by like, you need to make money fast, join us. Nothing about relationship building, or your upline, you're going to get into this amazing community. It's like, nope. Just get in and make the money fast, because what this project we were for a part of, that we worked so hard at for a year, and we still believe that it's going to come to pass. It's just not happening fast enough.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that Randy was saying why he was getting out of Finmore and getting into this one, was that people are still waiting for cards. And without the card swipes, there's no income to be had. And he was saying, even with Transact Card, he had promised people money by January and it didn't happen. So then when it became Finmore and everything seemed to be right on track, when he realized it was not going to be on track is when he jumped to this. The other thing that I want to know is, what does that PMP and that contract look like for Finmore and Transact? Is there a no compete? Is there like a non-compete clause?
There was because I have it still.
Then every single one of these people that are poaching and leaving are going to be sued by Transact Card.
They could,
because this is all non-compete.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be posting on your social media trying to go for like another opportunity. Like Randy did it. He's been doing it from the beginning. I was like, well, yeah.
I mean,
non-compliance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're so like MLMs have this. Like you can. This is why LuLaRoe sued Piffany, because people left LuLaRoe and went to Piffany with promises of big money and bridge contracts. And when LuLaRoe found out, they went after every single person that had a bridge contract, every single person that had joined from LuLaRoe, and every single one of them was told either we sue your ass to the end of the world or you leave MLM forever. And all of them, I think it might have just been fashion MLMs, I'm not really sure, but all of them resigned because they were like, oh, we're about to be obliterated for this. You can't do this. So I'm wondering if the Transact Finmore people that own it are just like, we're just watching every single person do this because we're going to get them with a lawsuit for poaching.
I've just pulled it up, and it, interestingly enough, it's already on page 30 of 64 of the Transact cards, policies and procedures from September 2023. And it says DBO participation in other network marketing programs. If a DBO is engaged in another non-Transact direct selling business, it is the responsibility of the DBO to ensure that his or her Transact business is operated entirely separate and apart from any other direct selling business. To this end, the following must be adhered to. DBOs must not offer, present, display, market, promote, or sell, collectively referred to herein as promote, or attempt to promote any non-Transact programs, products, or services to Transact customers or DBOs. This provision does not apply where professional services are the primary source of revenues and the product sales are secondary to the provision of such services. Example, physicians' offices, health clinics, health clubs, gyms, spas, or beauty salons. However, a DBO may promote non-Transact products or services to Transact customers or DBOs who are personally sponsored. There's just two more here. DBOs shall not promote Transact promotional material, sales aids, products, or services with or in the same location as any non-Transact promotional material or sales aids, products, or services. It keeps going. There is actually more than that. DBOs may not produce any literature, audio, or video recording or promotional material of any nature, including but not limited to social media postings and emails, which is used by the DBO or any third person to recruit DBOs or customers to participate in any other direct selling business. It just goes on and on.
So they're all in violation.
They're all, yeah.
Every single one of them is in violation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, Transact, I know you hate me and Julie, but we're giving you valuable information here. I mean, I hate MLMs, but it is kind of funny when MLMs fight other MLMs.
It is.
You know what I mean? When they're like suing each other and they're fighting and you're just like, I mean, that's kind of part of the like scams fighting scams is hilarious to me. What else does Larry have to say?
Because you can place your team members and you can kind of help them because everything has to build down in a matrix. So if you come in and you're with Michael Beal is one of the best recruiters I know. He can sign up so many people. So if you're under Michael in his matrix and he goes out and signs up 50 people, they have to go down and fill in that matrix. So it's absolutely incredible. What that means for you is every single month in that matrix check, no matter who lands in your matrix, it starts out as $1 per person. And we're going to have a PowerPoint here in the next 24 hours, but you'll literally see how through the ranking up in the company, you can actually be earning up to $1.40 for every person in your matrix. So that
okay, so that answers a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now
okay.
I can.
Answers a question I had earlier and somebody else had earlier, because I think it was Randy that said once you have 131 people in your downline, that's at least $131 a month, or 1,000. Add the 1,000 on the ends of those. And somebody was like, how does that make sense? So here we are. And here's another violation of pyramid schemes where you're not getting paid to recruit, but there is this residual recruitment income of $1 per person, up to $1.40 per person in your downline, no matter who it is or where they land. Because again, in this matrix, things are moving around. Somebody leaves here, now the new person goes there. Somebody leaves here, they get moved here. They get moved here, people roll up, people get put in. It's constantly moving to fill the space. It's like when you play, like a game where you pull a thing and all the marbles shift because there's now space and all the marbles shift down. You pull out another thing and the marbles shift down. What was that game? You know the game, Kerplunk, I think? Whatever. Mm-hmm. It's that.
Kerplunk, yeah.
There's a hole. The MLM fills it. Somebody leaves. the MLM, the next person goes in. It's this very, I've never heard of this force matrix. It's the first time I've ever, like, I'm sure they exist, but this is the first time that I've ever heard people recruiting so hard and being like, you don't even have to worry about people joining because there's this automatic, it'll just automatically place people underneath you where the person above you and above them and above them and above them needs that person to go. So your pyramid is going to be growing whether you recruit or not, because the people above you are recruiting. And so what they're doing right now is they're stacking the MLM with top recruiters as the top pyramid positions in this company. Like he just said, Mike Beal is one of the top recruiters in the industry. Whether or not I know that to be true or not, I don't know. I'd never heard of him in the other side of MLM, only in this financial side of MLM. So I don't know if Mike Beal can sell lipstick, but he sure can sell a financial scam. So Mike Beal's here, and then everybody that he gets, it'll start to fill in on this binary. And those binaries will start to fill out as Mike needs it, and all these other top recruiters. And so these top recruiters are literally just looking for warm bodies who are willing to stay in for a few months, because as soon as you leave, it's fine that the forced two-prong matrix will fill the hole. Like you're literally just a number. You are literally just a peg in the Plinko. That is it. That's all you are. There's no value here at all. Nothing you bring to the table has value. There is no, like, I really want to be on Roberta's team because she does all this extra stuff. And I know that's all bullshit in an MLM, but coming from an MLM standpoint, oh, I want to be on Julie's team. I really like her. She does these cool lives and she does these things. And oh, I want to be on Michelle's team because none of that exists. It's, I want to be in this MLM. Now you might be able to say, I want to be under Mike, that pyramid prong, and go under that somewhere down the line. But there is no, like, they are literally stacking the top of the pyramid. They've already said in other videos, when this launches, we want to hit the ground running. So we're stacking it with our best recruiters. And all you got to do is join, and they will literally fill in the holes for you. And the machine, it's all done for you. The machine does it for you. It just, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in a month from now when this company they just started, like, it's so Firefest in the, like, oh, let's start a business. Let's launch it next month. Okay. Like it takes so much more time. My friend has been talking about starting a podcast for a year, just started it. These guys are like, we should start another pyramid scheme from completely different from the one we just were in, which is completely different from the one we were in just before that too, which are all exactly the same. The only thing that's changed is the accent mark and the name. Everything.
And you know what's, like, just so sad is that people are already conditioned from having been in Transact Card and Finmore and being in multi-level marketing in general to believe that this is a startup. There's going to be hiccups along the way. So you're not going to get the travel club, delivered to you right away. But, this is going to happen. They already are prepared for that. So they're going to be able to get away with this. They're going to say, no, we're different. We're going to deliver, but it's going to be the exact same thing. And everybody is just, it's like, okay, yeah, this is right. This one really is a startup. This one really is just like the beginning of Amazon or Google or Uber. And we're getting in at the ground floor opportunity, sitting down in a garage, talking with all our buddies upside down on drywall buckets, talking about how many millions of dollars we're all going to make. It's the same story. And it's so heartbreaking. They know what they're doing.
I mean, think about, like, the size of your team when you were in MLM. I had 75 people underneath me. That would be $75 a month.
Yeah, like I'm like $1
up to maybe 120. That's not that much.
Go pick up bottles outside. Make more
like
money
they're literally hoping for this max influx of people who are just like, this is the one. How many people joined Transact? How many people stuck around when it changed to Finmore? How many people are like, 3 strikes, you're out, buddy. I'm not interested in this. Ugh. Okay, let's see if there's anything else good.
That's one way that
getting
we're
all
going to
these
be
like,
paying people.
oh my
The
God,
second thing I love
moments.
is, which we didn't have before, but we've got now, is a matching bonus. I mean, I always, when I come into a company, I look
Where's
for a
the money
matching
coming
bonus,
from?
and we have a 5-level matching bonus. A lot of times what they'll do on the front end, they'll give you a big 50% on your personals. Well, most people on average sign up, 2, 3, 4, 5, some maybe 10 personals. So level 1 can be about 10 people. What we wanted to do is literally when you get down level 1, 2, 3, level 4, and level 5, you could have hundreds of matches down there, sometimes maybe even thousands of matches. That's where they lower you down to like 2%. So what we've done is a 20% match level 1.
This is a great example of him being purposefully confusing. So he said, on average, people make 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. That is not on average. This is now he's just spitting out a bunch of numbers. Then you go down to level 5 and you have hundreds or thousands. None of this is making any sense. I just wanted to, I really wanted to point that out.
No, I caught that too. He's like, I don't know, like 1 or 2, maybe 1,000. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a big discrepancy between the examples you're giving.
Yeah. On average, 2 people, not on average, quote, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. End quote. What the fuck is that? That's not on average.
It's not an average. That's a range.
And then it goes 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% for 4 more levels. So an example, if I sign up Michael Beal goes out and makes $100,000 that month in the matrix. I'm going to get a 20% check match. So I would make $20,000 off of Michael Beal for that month. And the next month and the next month as his matrix goes larger and larger and larger. So then Michael Beal's second.
But here's the thing. Didn't he just say that Michael Beal is like one of the best recruiters ever? So like nobody's recruiting Michael Beal. Michael Beal's at the top. So nobody's going to recruit the mega recruiter. The company already knows they're a mega recruiter. And even if a new mega recruiter joined, they would give them a top spot. That's how MLMs work. Nobody wants a mega recruiter at the bottom. Like, especially if there's a cutoff. They want the mega recruiter at the top to build wherever they need to build. So it's so wild to me that he's now, after lying about averages, he's now using the example of, take for example, you recruit a guy like Michael Beal, who's bringing in $100,000. That's a $20,000 bonus for you. It's like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you are going to get your dad and maybe your mom and maybe your cousin and maybe their friend. And now you're going to get $4 a month. And you're going to be like, what happened to the hundreds of thousands that were promised? No. Watch the video again. Listen to the words he's actually saying. It's so obvious. And then him even talking about this $1 and this match bonus and all this money. Where's the original money coming from? How much does it cost to join this scam? To make $1 per person per month? How much do I have to spend to encourage somebody to join and then get them to spend all their money through whatever this program is? Again, we have no idea how it works. It's probably going to be a card, but you know what I mean? Like, where is all that money coming from originally? What? Oh, Michael Beal set up the website on October 7th.
Wow.
Do you think he was going to use it as a Michael Beal Transact, or was it a Michael Beal Transact website first? Are you looking in the Internet Archive, Michelle? Has it always been this? Or was it like a Transact, then a Finmore, and now it's this? Michelle, you should probably, if you have good information, you should just join the stream and just tell us.
Yes.
You have the link, Michelle. We're trying to get to the bottom of this. Google it. Michelle.
He was using a funnel system.
Yes, system. That's the system with an E that I mentioned. Okay. System E. System IO. Yeah. The sales funnel. Okay, so his website that we're watching right now, this website, which is mikebe.systeme.io/Mike's Global Launch. He joined up for the systeme.io account, the Mike Beal account, back in October. He hasn't even paid for his own domain. Oh, This is so interesting. I mean, Michelle, we gotta do some digging, maybe figure it out. I don't know. I have no
level,
idea.
I would get that 10%. So incredible matching bonuses. That's going to pay out every single month. And then the other thing I like is we have a customer unilevel structure, because there's going to be a lot of people, you know, Eric Allen, our business partner, he did so
Eric
many things with this
Allen,
last travel
business
company and all these
partner.
amazing all-inclusive trips. When he starts showing these trips, you're going to have a lot of people that might say, hey, I don't want to do the business, but you know, I want to do that travel. I want to go in for $55. They can come in as a customer and it's $55 a month. They get to use all the travel discounts, go on all the trips. And also if they're outside the United States, they get to do the bots and all of that with Nick as well. So that is a global.
Okay. Did he just say it's going to spend there? Everybody involved is going to pay $55 a month to be a part of this.
That's what I heard.
And yet you only get $1 to $1.40 per person. So every person is bringing into the pyramid scheme monthly a minimum of $55. Then they're like, oh yeah, here's your dollar. Thank you. They have $54 now. That $54 times however many people fit in a 2-pronged forced universal matrix program, which we found out maxes out at level 16, which is 131,000 people. 131. Let's just do some quick math really quick. These big numbers require calculator. Sorry. 131,000. It's a little bit more, but we'll just excuse me for the sake of round numbers. I always forget this is in my face. Times $54, remember, because we're giving back $1 to the person that recruited. That is, any guesses real quick? People that aren't using a calculator? $7 million a month.
Oh, this is so sad.
So one successful maxed out, which again, I do not think will ever happen, but one successful maxed out 2-prong forced matrix. What's the name of this company again? Nelo Life team will bring in $7 million a month, but will only pay out $131. I'm sorry, $131,000. Maybe a little bit more, because maybe some of those people near the top of that pyramid are making $1.40 a person.
That's right.
Not even double. Not even 50%. It's only 40% more. And it's still only 40 cents. This is why it's a pyramid scheme, because what's coming in is disproportionately different than what is going out. And what is coming in is being funneled up to the top. Because the people at the top in those maxed out matrices are going to be making $131,000 a month. Whereas you and your little team with your uncle and your mom and your cousin, you're making $4 a month. Wild. Anyway. This video goes on. I mean, there's a lot more. And I don't know if you're busy or if you have things you need to do today,
No,
Julie.
that's okay. My mom just came in the back door. I'm like, oh, it just came in. She just dropped stuff off. So that's okay.
I was like, I don't know if you have anywhere to go.
No, I'm good. I'm free.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Global membership for them.
I mean, this
so
just
we've
feels
got
like
that
information.
Fast start. If someone comes in for $55, we're going to give you a $25 customer fast start on that. So that's our second way. Okay. And actually in the matrix, this is probably just absolutely the best thing for our company. We have a fast start. So if someone comes in for $75, we're going to give you a $25 fast start, but then we have the unified bonus, which is going to help so many people. So I'm going to give an example. I sponsor Michael Beal. He comes in for $75. I'm going to make that $25 fast start, but that starts a 30-day clock for Michael Beal. So if I go out and help him get his 2 personals, who each get their 2 personals, so that is called the unified bonus. And I will make $75 because I helped Michael Beal get his 2 who got 2. So now.
Okay. So you do all this work, you find 6 people who want to join, and you make $75. And again, these 6 people are paying their $55 or what. Like, it's they call it a fast start bonus. It is literally a 50% recruiting bonus.
Yeah.
They call it a fast start bonus. Like, you can have a fast start bonus. No, you're recruiting people. You're getting.
You know, they're not even
unified in the community. The other thing that
hold on, what would you say?
They're not even trying anymore to dress it up. Like with Mon8, they're like, it's a Mo neighborhood. You do this. These guys are just like, it's just a fast start bonus. They just don't even care. They're not even trying. It's so sad. It's so easy to scam people now. They don't even need to. They can just like go from one to another. Transact card, nothing happened. Finmore, nothing happened. Now this one, Nelo Life.
Month.
Yeah, just travel club. We just don't know what's going on, but you know, you can save a lot of money if you went to New York. It's like thousands of dollars. Just trust me. And then you can like invest conservatively, and it's so great.
All these vacations that everybody takes all the time that they need all this discount. Like,
yeah, who are these? And
who is going on vacation constantly?
It's like the guy learned a new word, concierge. It's like he has his pie a la mode. I went to Europe one time. I have my like. What the fuck are you talking about?
Croissant.
Does is every time you help one of your personals, you know, get the unified bonus, not only are you going to make that $25 and the $75, but you're also going to start 7 check matches, which is incredible. Michael Beal signed up. I get a 20% check match forever, whatever Mike does in the matrix. Mike brought in his 2. That's 2 more check matches at 10% on my second level. Those 2 brought in 2. That's 4 check matches at 10% on my third level. So this unified bonus, it's going to build your matrix. It's going to build your check matches. It's going to build everything about the plan. It's also going to get you to jump in with the people that you get involved with and help them complete that bonus and get unified. And the great thing is, okay, look, I signed up Mike. Mike brought in his 2, who each got their 2. I made my unified bonus, but now Mike has 2 personals that each have their 2. So now Mike goes down and helps them complete their 4 line, and Mike gets 75 and 75. So everybody, we literally are just all helping each other. It is a community unified build. We're going to be global. The great thing about myself and Nick and Eric, we are building off the #1 position in the company, which means all of our personals literally are going to be falling down all over the matrix and helping everybody. So that's what we're going to be doing here. But Mike, we're just honored to be here. You got such a great team, and anything you guys need from us, we're going to have PowerPoints, videos, incredible websites. So we're going to build this and take it around the world. And for $75, I mean, we can change a lot of lives.
Yeah.
I think you're going to destroy a lot of lives. Yeah. That is so confusing, right? Did anybody follow any of that? I feel like I could watch it 100 times and I'd still be like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
So there's 3 of them. Nick, him, and Eric Allen, I think, are the ones at the very top of this. They've decided to start this pyramid scheme, I think, if I'm understanding it right. And he is doing major edification of Mike Beal. You took a shot every time you said Mike, we'd all be dead. He's like, so I don't know what that is going on about, but that these people do this stuff on purpose for him to keep pumping sunshine up. Mike Beal. How many times? Mike, if you put Mike in there, that's suspicious. So those 3 people are starting this new multi-level marketing company, I guess. And now everybody's going to be below them.
I wonder.
What do you think?
If like what you're saying with this, like this trifecta of these 3 dudes, the Larry, what's the other guy's name?
Curly and Mo.
Eric, these new guys, right? If they are the literal mega Huns tippity top, I wonder if these guys are going and doing this horse and pony show to every person that's underneath them directly, like all the pyramids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if this guy's like, oh, we're going to go talk up Mike Beal and his team and like blow some smoke and sunshine up their buttholes. And then we're going to go to this guy's team and we're going to say the exact same thing somewhere else. I'm curious how many more times this guy will show up with this exact same speech in different teams saying the same thing.
Big go. And
pumping up. Again, if these are the top of the pyramids and this Mike Beal guy is a second level, the guy, he knows Mike's a great recruiter. I'm going to obviously put a great recruiter directly underneath me.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have to do anything. I recruited a mega recruiter. Done. He's going to get, and the way that this program fills everybody in, like he said, if you're on our team line, we've got these mega recruiters. It's going to fill in where it's needed. So even for anybody, even a little tiny peon who's like, oh, which team do I want to be on? You're obviously going to want to be on a team that's a mega recruiter, because you eventually will get the trickle down. Now, the farther down you are on the pyramid, the two-pronged force matrix binary, the farther you're down on that, the least likely you're going to get as many people as the people that are up the top, because they're going to want to fill those spaces in. It's going to be where people need to go. There's no seniority. Like, you go where you need. Like, you could be put like in a much higher position. Like, I don't know if you can be put in a higher position. I know that happens in other MLMs where it's easy to just like take out a brick and replace it with a different brick. Is that what's going to be happening here? Or are things going to roll up? Are you going to be under one person's team one day and then the next day that person leaves and all of a sudden you're on a completely different team? Or are you always on Mike's team? Like, where do you get your information from? Even if Mike is your 17th level and you're not even on his matrix anymore because it maxes out at 16, is he still on your team? Like, how does this work? I have so many questions.
I don't think they care, because they haven't played by the rules from the beginning. They can't even follow Transact Card Finmore's own policies and procedures. They're going to make this stuff up as they go along, because now that they're in charge of this company, they can just rewrite policies and procedures at any time. And I bet you they'll put a clause in there right away that says there's no class action lawsuits allowed. Same as before.
Also, like, this guy in his shoe polish back black box hair dye, like, is screaming 2002. Sorry. I judge people's hair. I have a license to do so.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a quick question. Have you ever been part of a launch like this with so many top leaders around the world?
Not as the owners.
Oh!
No, I mean, like, we look at just the product piece, right? The store piece. People are like, man, that sounds so refreshing, so amazing. We look at the travel piece, and there's definitely been a lot of travel programs out there, but the pricing point we're delivering, plus the group travel, like, people are loving it. Even on the financial piece, people are like, man, bring a legit program, that has group professionals travel that are managing it, that is conservative, that we know is long term. Like, it's refreshing for a lot of people who are putting together. And obviously, when you just bring some amazing people together in the community, it's going to attract more and more and more. So no, I personally never seen something that is aligning such amazing people, not only here in the States, but also around the globe. Where we're excited to make a big splash, make a big story, and help a lot of people.
Yeah, and I want to touch on. Go ahead, Don.
I was going to say too, the main thing is, a lot of people don't travel because they don't have the money to do it. They got to pay their bills and their rent. So the fact that we've got everything under one roof, the travel is going to be amazing. The comp plan, we're literally paying out right at 70%. We wanted to pay out as much as humanly possible, because we know if everybody building is making the most money, they're not going to be looking elsewhere. So they make money. Now they get to travel. If they're outside the United States, now Nick gets to show them how to make money on their money. The other thing is our legal team. We have got the best across the board. We never touch people's money. That's always in their control. Nick is just going to show them how to, set up the bots, how to use the bots, how to.
We never touch people's money. They give it to us voluntarily.
We pay out 70%. All of you get $1. We pay out.
When we said 70%, it's to us. The 70% is to us. For you, it's $1. Unless you can get a bunch of people and you can fast start. Then it's $75.
Did you see him grin? That evil Joker grin when he was so happy as the owner? It was.
They're salivating.
They are.
They are hungry hyenas.
Yeah.
In the Pride Lands, being like, ooh, like, Scar's in charge.
Fund the bot. So such a great educational program for $75. There's so much value, but what you can turn into your own income for $75 building around the world is going to be life-changing.
Yeah. And can you touch on real quick, the wallet? So how are we going to be able to pay in and get paid out?
So literally, as we launch, people will be able to, we'll accept payments, in countries around the globe with obviously credit cards, debit cards, but also crypto. So we'll be able to get paid in with crypto. We're going to have an internal wallet, right? That will actually be within your back office that you can, hold.
Crypto bros.
They like the word AI, algorithm, and crypto. It's just like, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Why do you need bots for a lifestyle club? Well, they're the ones who create the lifestyle. It's a bot generated lifestyle. So that's what the bots do. Did he say wallet? No, he said both. He said bot and wallet. Yeah.
Hold money there.
It's
If
a
you need to
bot
transfer
wallet.
to someone on your team, you definitely can. But also, I think one of the coolest e-wallets I've ever seen, where it will, come to your basically wallet on your phone, on an app on your phone. With that, you can send it, ACH directly to your bank. You could also cash out in crypto if you want directly from that e-wallet in a couple of different currencies. And so we're excited about that. We even have some options on the road as we expand this internationally and we go into countries and, let's say we make a big splash in a specific country if they want to get payments, in their own country's currency. There's lots of options with this. So we do have some different elements that makes us and compiles our product offering. But we literally see ourselves more as a technology company, bringing some of the best tools that we have out there, not only to market our products, right, with AI technology, but also just to make it simpler to do business in your backyard, but also around the globe.
Yeah, and guys, I'm just super honored to be a part of this with you guys. I know you guys.
Oh,
I bet you are.
Of course you are, Michael. They're just edifying you, telling everybody what a great recruiter you are, how your team is popping, how anybody that. Yeah, we're keeping it real, buddy. This, I think, I agree, Michelle. I think the SEC would love to watch this video. I think they would love it.
I think I'd like to know what a lot of these people in these their downlines are saying right now and what they're thinking and how betrayed they're feeling and why they're being encouraged or lured into this next scam. What are they feeling?
Yeah. I wonder if the ones that were already fed up with the fact that it changed to Finmore, because you remember there was a lot of people that were like, what? Yeah. I think they were on the edge then. I think those people are probably pissed. But those people that were like, I'm still waiting for the Z store to open. I just converted my Z-Bucks to Fin credits. I think those people are all in.
Yeah, I do too.
I think those people who are just like, just be patient. It's going to help us so much. It's baby, it's a baby company. It's growing pains. Assume innocence, all the dumb shit that you hear in like MLMs like this, where they're growing and they're changing and like they're super illegal and they're like, figuring it out as they go along. Like you're going to hear that kind of language. And there's always going to be people who just really trust these men, whether they are attracted to them or they think that they're cool. Like, physically or just like emotionally and like, oh my God, I really like this person. I'm just honored and I've known them for so long or I followed them for so long. There's going to be that parasocial connection with a lot of people. But even though their cognitive dissonance is like, oh, this sounds like the other two scams, they're going to be like, but Mike is so great. And they're still going to join. I really like Mike. He's a good guy. He would never steer us wrong 3 times in a row. It's that. Oy vey. Let's keep going.
For such a long time. And I know that you guys are in this, for the people, because people need to make money. And I couldn't be more confident.
What people
in this and more excited just because I know the leaders involved and how many people's going to be coming in the first week on this. And I want to touch one last thing on the 2x16. Guys, with that unified bonus, that's the whole driving force of the plan. Get to and help them get to and duplicate that. It's naturally just going to fill down those levels. If we can just duplicate that and teach that, guys, that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. This is super early. We're super early in this. We're going to have all the resources. I know the PowerPoint's coming out here very shortly, so we can share with you the deals, everything about the company. I wanted to put this together with you guys, my buddies here, to share with you the timing and what we're doing at this point. If you're on this video right now, you're one of the lucky ones because we haven't launched yet, and we're at the very top starting this.
We know
so
how
what
lucky
I'm going to want
we are
you guys
right now.
to do, if you guys want to, lock arms with this and take it to the world, because this is going to cause a lot of noise in the internet when we do go live. I want you guys to click the button down below, or if someone gave you this video, get back to them. We're going to get you into our group so we can keep you up to date, because we're going to start doing a lot of these Zooms. As
quick question or quick comment, really. Anybody watching this video? Because Michelle said we got to make this live. This was Patreon exclusive. It's live Patreon exclusive, but it is in perpetuity on YouTube now. Just the bullshit that this man is saying. Like, if you're hearing this video right now and you're being called, the same applies right now. If you are hearing this video and you are realizing at this moment in time that you are absolutely 100%, in my opinion, allegedly being scammed by a pyramid scheme and you want to reach out to either me or Julie or really any of the anti-MLM creators that you've connected with that have talked about this scam thus far, we would love to hear from you. You can vent, you can rant, you can just send us screenshots, you can, all that anger that you're feeling, we love it. You can send it. It's okay. You are totally fine to message us and say, I have something to tell you. I just need to talk to somebody. We are nice and discreet. You can email me, therealrobertablevins@gmail.com. Julie, what is your best email?
toblyobley@yahoo.com. I used to have a dog named Toby, so I called her Tobly Obley. So I
always wondered why you had Tobly Obley. And you can find us on Instagram. Julie got her account back. You can find Roberta Blevins, Julie Anderson. You can find us. This is what we look like. And you can message us. And you can say, hey, look, I saw your video about trans-ass card.
Trans-ass. That's a good one.
Trans-ass card, Finmore, Nelo, whatever. And be like, we saw this video. We have information. I just want to talk to somebody. You don't have to go public. You don't. It's fine. Everything is discreet. Like we said, it's okay. So anyway, I just felt that was very important as he's saying the same thing. The same applies for those who are feeling this and are being triggered right now and being like, no, I'm not going down a third scam in a row.
As we get closer to the pre-launch, but I want you guys to really pre-build and get all your generals in place right now. So they're not getting taken by somebody else, because this is something you're going to want to be a part of, and it's going to be fun, guys. Who doesn't want to travel and save money? I want to travel with these fellas here on some beach, just enjoying life, creating those experiences and making money, right? Not a better business model, if you can ask me. So any last words, guys, before I let
Hold on 1 second. I'm exploding inside. There's not a better business model if you ask me. Well, if you ask me, and I'm so glad you did, I feel like there are so many better business models than this legalized pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this isn't, it's not a business model. This is just a scam. This is just another MLM scam. So it's just so weird that it's kind of like a sad comment on these like dudes that think this is life. Like they're only like, the biggest vision they have is like some beach with a palm tree. And so, like they're making money. They're making money on a beach. It's like, do you have a life? Like
I live by the beach and I never even go. Who are all these people that are at the beach all the time?
And it's so weird, like that is like, it's this idealized version of like ultimate success in this narrow world of multi-level marketing. It's like you're on the beach and you have your laptop and you get to tell everybody and post about it and say, this is such an amazing, no, it's like you work and then you have boundaries and then you have your life and then you don't need to post about it. You've got the freedom not to have to go on social media and tell everybody about such a great time you're doing. You can just turn it down and just go do your thing and nobody needs to know and nobody cares. But it's like, this is the same thing over and over again, the hamster wheel. Oh, it's sad.
I work for myself. I do my own thing. I make my own money and I go to the beach. And guess what? I don't have to take my laptop with me. I don't work at the beach. When I go to the beach, it's to have fun at the beach. It's to have a bonfire or to go surfing or like do fun things, collect shells, like play in the surf, like whatever it is. It's not to open up my laptop, sit under an umbrella, take a picture and be like, don't you wish you were working at the beach too? And I'd be like, no, sand gets everywhere. Have you never been to the beach? That's the worst place to bring electronics. Just don't. The salt air and the sand, it's corrosive. It is a horrible idea. You know what else you can do? Just have a regular, not scam job and then take a day off. And on that day off, go to the beach.
And
why is that so hard to comprehend?
It's like you're losing that way. It's just astonishing to me how much money I make now since I stopped multi-level marketing. I have a full-time job. I work 4 days on and 4 days off. So I have 4 days off. I accrue time off, like personal time off and entitlement, like vacation time, each pay period. Plus I get paid training. There's constant different training that I'm getting paid to do. It's fantastic. So I've had to take time off because I had so much time accrued. You're like, you have to take time off, and I'm getting paid for it. You know, it's so, and I'm like, that's why I'm like, whoa, I have so much time off. I have 4 days off a week, and that's with my 9 to 5. It's not 9 to 5.
Right? There's so many other like job tracks that aren't a corporate 9 to 5. And I think it's so hilarious when they're like, everybody in the corporate 9 to 5. I was like, I've never worked a corporate 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Never, my whole life. I'm 43 years old and I've never worked a corporate 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I've never worked a job that was 9 to 5. I guess this, I mean, I could make my hours in the salon 9 to 5, but I don't want to. And I have that freedom because I own my own business.
And it's funny because they try to lure people in by saying you can work this around your job, around in the pockets of your time. But then as soon as you're in, very quickly, it's like this scorn, you must leave this and you have to do this full time. Why do you have to do anything full time as soon as you get in? You were brought in with this, like, you can make this money, you know, you can travel, you can do all this stuff. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, it's taking over your whole life because that's what cults do. They take over your whole life.
The pockets of your time in your day end up becoming your entire day. There is nothing but pockets in an MLM. Like if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Like there is no downtime. There are no boundaries. It is working all the time. But because you're not seeing money coming back for all that time, you don't actually think that you're working, but you are. It is labor exploitation. It borders on labor trafficking sometimes with some of these. Not all, because there is a little bit of consent and choice. But again, we also talk about the coercive control, which sort of changes everything slightly. But again, like there is so much labor exploitation within this industry and nobody sees it because they think, oh, I was just emailing people. It only took me 15 minutes. And I was like, unpaid 15 minutes, unpaid 2 hours, unpaid driving, unpaid. It's unpaid. And then in the end, you do your taxes and you go, oh shit, I actually lost money.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I got scammed again. Or all of my money is tied up in Fin credits. I've got 8,000 Fin credits to spend and there's no Fin store.
And, you know, there's our bodies, our minds aren't the Plinko machine. So it is unnatural and unrealistic to advise people that you can just do this in 15 minutes when you're sitting down. That's not how our human minds and how we actually work. You need to prepare. You can't just switch off. You're a robot and you're just like, okay, now I'm going to do this. And then I'm immediately going to go back to cleaning, or then you can take your kids to the doctor appointment or whatever. It does not work like that. What happens is that it does creep in and take over your life because you're always thinking about when you can put your life on the back burner and prioritize working your multi-level marketing business because you need to take advantage of every time you're not doing something in your life, your real life, to try to like grow this business. And there's no definition of the word rest. All these guys that are like, oh, if I work out or whatever, muscles, like they grow, you need to stretch them, you need to tear them, and then you need to rest. None of these people use the definition of the word rest because they think that it would be working against you. They rest because they're at the top of the pyramid. But boy, they don't want anybody else to. It's like you need to be productive all the time as if that is healthy. And it's not healthy. It's unhealthy.
All right. We have like a minute left. I think we could probably get through it.
Take the action and get inside of our group.
No, we're excited to partner with y'all. We're excited to go do some great things, just like they said, right? It's all about people, community. We want to go build and travel, have lots of fun, and help a lot of people these next coming months and years for sure.
And years.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Just honored to be here. Anything you need from us, we're here for you, and Eric as well.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing this. And guys, make sure to click the button down below, get in that group so we can keep you updated and help you guys start pre-building your teams. Bye-bye.
Y'all. Okay, so one, there was somebody the last time that you came on when we did the Randy Schroeder video and we just sort of talked over him because for brevity, you know, because it was just for Patreon, so it's for brevity. So it's like us being like, wow, and just like watching TV and commentating. With this, we paused because there was a moment where I was like, oh crap, I need to put this on YouTube. Like the information is too valuable. So we paused. I will say that this live was 2 hours because of the pausing. I don't know if everybody's going to watch 2 hours. If this is something that you guys are like, yes, I will watch 2 hours or listen to 2 hours while I'm doing my laundry or cooking or cleaning or while I'm driving around my car. Like if this is something you guys will actually listen to, then absolutely we will make this content and I will have more guests come on and do this sort of stuff and make it public if that's what you want. Not all of our MMCCs, which stands for Monday Morning Chit Chat, if anybody was curious, are live, but they're all on Patreon. So if anybody is interested in more of these things, they're on Patreon. But the really important ones I have said in the past that I want to keep the education available to anybody that wants to see it, regardless of tiers or fees or anything like that. And so this one will be live, and anybody that's watching on YouTube right now knows that. But I just want to say, if it is valuable information and you guys are watching and you watch the whole thing, just leave a comment and say, watch the whole thing, do this again, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste Julie's time. I don't want to waste your time. Like, time is a precious commodity that we finally got back after leaving MLM, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. So if it works and it's great, then yes, leave a comment. And if not, then whatever. We'll just, everything is like as I go. I'm like, that worked. We'll do it again. Or that didn't work. Like, whatever. Well, Gina, I know you love it. You are here every time. Gina is a real one. Gina's like, I listen at work. So if this is something you guys like, great. I love having Julie on. We've already talked about tag teaming this and exposing it as much as we can. So as I find things, I'll be sending it to you. And if you find things that are pertinent, send it to me too. This was such a surprise that the 2 videos that I wanted to share today do not exist on the website. I literally shared with you on Saturday. So this was a surprise, but we got a lot of information. We got money information. We got financial information. We got a little bit of information of who maybe is the owners and who's at the top of this pyramid. All of that stuff I think is really valuable information when figuring out what this organization looks like and where everybody's from and what their backgrounds are like. So I think it's important. Yeah. What's up with the new supplement one that was coming out? The Living R3, I haven't heard anything yet, but they're on my radar. They're on my radar. I'm on their radar too. But yeah, as I have more information on that, there's people message me all the time and they're like, this. And I'm like, oh, I'll dig into it. I'll look into it. I have a list that I will never get through. So a lot of times it just, whatever my dopamine is like, yes, is kind of what I focus on. And this right now is what is fueling that. And because it is so early, I think it's really important for us to talk about it so that people can be like, wait a second, Nelo, I heard about that. Google, find it and be like, oh, here's some information. So if you have any information about Nelo, you can, again, send it to Julie or myself. You can leave it as a comment. You can message us. You can email us, whatever. The share of information and the bringing light to the darkness is what ends these destructive cults and high demand groups, these MLMs, whatever it is that we're talking about. So the more information that we can share anonymously, again, is totally fine. We will keep you private and discreet. But you can share any of that. You can forward emails or anything to us. It is pertinent that we have, or it's important that we have this information, because then we can create content that like hits specific things that we know are going to be more destructive than others. Sometimes it's just good to point and laugh and go, ha ha ha, that's a dumb product. But at the same time, like, the systemic issues with these companies are the things that we really like to point out, because you see it everywhere. So is there anything else that you would like to add, Julie? Thank you for hanging out for 2 hours, by the way.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for chatting with me on this and inviting me with your guests. I really appreciate it. You have an amazing community and you do so much to help people. And I just want to emphasize that what you had said is, if anybody out there wants to send information to, you know, either of us or another anti-MLM content creator, we all make content in very different ways. And you can really, like what you said, you can laugh and point, make fun of something, or then have like a lengthier video. All of them are hitting the right people, you know.
Absolutely.
And it just depends on, I make a lot of content that's like, I'm trying to get people that are still in the cult, because for whatever reason, a lot of them watch my stuff and we act, and they're starting to wake up and get out. And that's really, and at the same time, I want to make content educating people in general, but that's kind of like my angle. So I do a lot of shit that, like, you know, we all do shit that not everybody else does, and it's all okay. It's all good. So if you want to start, if you want to share content with anybody, that's cool. And if you do want to start creating content, I encourage you to do that. However you see fit. It's your voice. You get to make the rules.
Yeah. That's what I think is so cool about a lot of these movements is the people that are the victims that are now the survivors that are making the content and becoming activists and advocates about these issues. We are so different. So if you like somebody who's a little spicier, a little more hard hitting, there are people that do that. If you like the more compassion, because you're like, oh, I just like it being nicer. There's people that do it nice. There's people that are going to be really dissecting the business structure. They're going to be dissecting the language, the linguistics, the emphasis on words, the repetitiveness of certain words, what the Orwellian doublespeak of what that actually means. I mean, there's so much.
It's
and
like
so,
the and instead of or, because it can, you can carry that with you out of these cults. It's like, well, I like that, but I don't like that. Like thinking that you have to categorize it and you don't. It can be, I like this and I don't like this. And sometimes I like this. You can use the word and.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so important to be informed about this stuff, to understand what your vulnerabilities are, so that you don't get targeted for these things. It is very sophisticated targeting. We have proven that time and time again. And so, yeah, if you are a member of either three of these companies and you just are watching this because you're like, you know what, let's just see what those haters are actually saying. I really hope that there was some stuff in this video that you took to heart and you were like, oh yeah, wow, because it is systemic. And I like to say a couple things to just remind people. And again, if you've heard it before, you don't have to stick around for this last minute or so, but there's only one kind of business that's going to tell you what to say when somebody asks you if you're a pyramid scheme. And it's a pyramid scheme. Nobody else is telling their employees or their contractors what to say when somebody inevitably asks about the scam. So that's one thing that you should know. If you're being trained what to say, or you have something on the ready to go, that's a red flag. I had one. I understand. I'm sure you had one too, Julie. We all have them because we're also trained that it will happen. It's just when it will happen. So you're prepared from like day one, like a good little soldier. The other thing is like, these are scams. And I've been there. I've done that. I've learned the hard way. I see it because I was in it, and I know it because I told people to do it, and I did it myself. And we are here to just help you. I get no money when someone leaves their MLM. Can you say the same about your upline when someone joins or leaves an MLM? Does it affect their paycheck? Because it does. It does not affect mine. Any ad deals that I have nothing to do with the people that I help get out or expose at all. Any branding or anything is all, it has, like, I know they're like, Roberta's getting checks. That's not how this works. I'm not being paid by any government. There's no MLM or anti-MLM coalition that's paying me. No. Nobody's paying me. That's not how this works.
You're getting paid for your work. And I just want any,
and it's on the podcast. I mean, the money that I make on YouTube, pays Michelle, you know what I mean?
People that do, that's good that they make money and good for them. And that has nothing. And what I like to kind of flip around with people in multi-level marketing is because then that's indicative that you've got a poor money mindset. If you need to attribute somebody making money that you perceive as criticizing your multi-level marketing company when they're just pointing out the facts as if that's something wrong. It's like, you think there's something wrong with making money with what you're selling with your MLM. There are creators that have they monetize their content, and good for them. So I want to just add, I'm one of the creators that I don't monetize my content. And I do that for a variety of reasons, but that in no way says anything about the motives that are of people that are speaking out. So,
no, not at all. Yeah. There's so many different creators. Some monetize, some don't. Some have brand deals. My money comes from the podcast. The amount of money I make on social media is not enough to even pay a chunk of my monthly bills. The money that I make comes from my podcast and my salon. It has nothing to do with anything else. So I just think it's important to know, because that's something that gets pushed back a lot. You're just getting paid to talk. I'll talk about another MLM and I'll make the same amount of money. It's not a Finmore, Transact, Nelo exclusive thing. It has nothing to do with that. I have an entirely different job outside of being on YouTube. And it just happens to coincide with what I'm doing on YouTube.
And it's interesting because when people find that out, all of a sudden they're going to come up with another reason. So if you are in multi-level marketing, and that seems to be the knee-jerk reaction, I know mine was mine was like, this isn't a pyramid scheme because we sell products. I would do that whole track. But if you're thinking that, you can't then just suddenly change and say, well, your motives are this now. You got to pick one. So if you're going to use this as an example, well, you're making money from it, therefore everything you're saying is a lie. It's like, that sounds like you're projecting stuff on people. And when you find out that they're not making money on it, what is your excuse then? Are you going to back out? Because then that is reflective of your integrity and your word. You just came in guns blazing, saying you're just doing this for the money. What do you say then? What do you backpedal? What do you say that no, because you still need to blame, because you're being coerced, because you're in a multi-level marketing commercial cult? Yeah. And I hope you get out. I want to see you get out. I would love to see you get out. And again, you can message us. You can even be like, I saw your video and I am in this and I think it's a good idea. Okay. If you want to talk to us, it's fine. If you need help, that's great too. Yeah. We're here for you. We've been there. We've done that. Our MLMs looked a little different on the outside, but on the inside, they all have the same bad bones. So just understand that. You'll start to see it. Make some pros and cons lists. Make some profit and loss statements. Look at what you've done in the future. Look at where you were in your life when those looked like good ideas. Were you financially vulnerable? Were you emotionally vulnerable? Were you breaking up with someone, getting a divorce, going through a medical crisis, something like that? Where were you when this seemed like a good idea? And really unpack that and sit with that and ask yourself those questions, because nobody else is going to ask you those questions, or at least nobody's going to answer them truthfully but you. And even if it is a conversation in your head, I think it's a conversation you should have. I've had it many times and it's really helpful. And again, like we said, if you need someone to talk to, we're here for you. That's what we're here for. We're not haters. We're actually pretty nice and funny. And I think so. If you need us, we're here. I think we're great too. Well, thank you guys so very much for listening through this whole thing, for hanging out and for just talking and hanging out with us. I really, really appreciate you stopping by, Julie. Thanks so much. We're not going to stop exposing this. As long as it's a scam, we'll expose it. So if you want us to stop exposing it, you should be a legit company and not a pyramid scheme. Until next time, bye guys.
If this seems like a dream come true, you need to pay attention to my tips and tricks.
That's a pyramid scheme.
No!
It's a conical tiered multi-flow through medical marketing entity.
Absolutely.
Prove it!
She's her own customer, Steve.
An essential oil party?
It's a scam. You give them money and they just take it.
All the red flags just look like flags.
It'll tip over.
We have guests. You were supposed to have cleaned up all these quality products.
She needs an oil vention.
Stupid cult. They label their financial records like dummies.
This isn't a scheme. It's a